Stay away from this house because you're disgusting. Please leave quickly.
What?
I froze at what my sister-in-law said, which I never expected. At first, I thought she was joking, but her expression remained cold throughout.
Why are you here now of all times?
Well, I went on a trip, so I brought some souvenirs.
It takes, though she usually welcomes me with a smile. It was entirely different that day.
Just go home, okay? Don't ever come here again.
Wait a moment, Sammy. What's going on?
I am Scarlett, a 25-year-old housewife. I met Isaac in college, and we've been married for almost a year. Ever since I got married, I've been living happily every day. Isaac may come home late sometimes, but he works hard to support me. My in-laws are kind and have been treating me with great affection. Isaac's older sister, Sammy, has also been cherishing me like a real sister. I've always wanted a little sister, so I'm really happy to have you as my sister-in-law, Scarlett. Let's go shopping together sometime.
Yes, let's definitely do that. On weekends, there were even days when Sammy, my mother-in-law, and I went shopping together. When Isaac was busy, I visited my in-laws' home alone, surrounded by such wonderful people. I reaffirmed that marrying Isaac was the right decision. Then, one day, I had gone on a trip with friends and brought back souvenirs to my in-laws' homes. Hello, I brought some souvenirs.
It kan mig kraus 18 bastiones, as always your TS trays completely its stocks in Bao came out and stopped me. Stay away from this house because you're disgusting. Please leave quickly, she said. I froze at what my sister-in-law said, which I never expected. At first, I thought she was joking, but her expression remained cold throughout. Why are you here now of all times? Well, I went on a trip, so brought some souvenirs.
Sorry, what do you mean?
Just go home, okay? Don't ever come here again.
Wait a moment, Sammy, what's going on?
Sammy, who gave you the word to call me by my first name? Oh, you a despicable woman, like you are no longer family to us.
My sister-in-law yelled at me. I couldn't understand at all why she suddenly said such things, and I was at a loss. But she and Mom and Dad don't want to see your face anymore.
And you've already divorced Isaac, right? So don't come to our place. Huh? Divorce?
I became even more confused. Of course, Isaac and I didn't get divorced, and we didn't even fight. I couldn't understand at all why they thought that we got divorced. However, my sister-in-law isn't the type to make up such lies. I was just bewildered. Just go home. What do you mean by divorces? Please explain properly. Did Isaac say something like that?
Like, forget it, just leave already.
Overwhelmed by her threatening attitude, I was forced out of my in-laws' house without getting any detailed explanation. As soon as I got home, I confronted Isaac. When I took souvenirs to your parents' house, your sister turned me away. She said we were divorced. What's going on? Did you say something to her?
And for a moment, Isaac looked flustered. What, did you really do that? Don't play dumb, did you say something to her? No, I didn't say anything.
Then why do I have to be kicked out by your sister? She told me never to come back.
I don't know.
Did I do something wrong? Is that why everyone is angry?
I don't know, maybe.
Do you really not know anything?
I don't know. I teen también the naulist.
Isaac seemed to know something, but he stubbornly refused to tell me. Maybe he was trying not to burden me with something. No matter how many times I asked him after that, I really don't know. That's much all he said. Unable to get an answer from him, I decided to find the cause on my own. However, no matter how much I thought back, I couldn't think of anything that could have caused this. The last time I visited some did my in-laws was last month, but they were just as usual and as kind as ever. Since then, I haven't met them until today. I haven't done anything during that time, and they have absolutely nothing to hide. I haven't done anything during that time, and I have absolutely nothing to hide. Even when I thought about it on my own, I couldn't find any cause at all. So, reluctantly, I decided to secretly check Isaac's phone. I knew it was wrong, but I thought maybe I could find something in his exchanges with his sister and parents. While Isaac was in the shower, I snooped on his phone and I discovered a shocking truth. But to my surprise, Isaac had contacted my sister-in-law, claiming that I was cheating on him. As I read further, it was written that the divorce was already in progress. What is this? I couldn't help but exclaim. Not only that, but he had also falsely reported to my sister-in-law that I had been spending Isaac's money recklessly. Of course, I hadn't cheated or spent money recklessly, and he hadn't heard anything about a divorce from Isaac. Clearly, it was Isaac's lie. Yet my sister-in-law seemed to believe it out of shock. So that's why she spoke to me like that at the time. I finally understood the situation. But why did Isaac tell such lies?
What does this mean?
Later, I showed him the screen of his phone. Isaac quickly took the phone from me in a panic. Hey, what are you snooping around for?
When I asked you, you said you didn't know anything, right? But you lied to your sister, didn't you?
Well, can you explain what's going on? And why am I being accused of cheating and reckless spending? And why is there talk of divorce? Are some circumstances...
No, what circumstances? Do you think you can still deceive me at this point? And who is this woman, Mary? You seem quite close with her.
That's,
Isaac remained silent, looking down, since he didn't start talking even after waiting for a while. I couldn't help but laugh because Isaac was being ridiculous, trying to make excuses at this stage of at the game. You can't escape from this anymore. Explain it now. You can't escape from this anymore. Explain it now.
I said, adding more pressure.
Okay, I'll tell you. I reluctantly started to explain everything.
According to Isaac, he started having an affair with a woman named Mary a few months ago. Now, his feelings are completely directed towards her. He wants to get divorced from me and be with his lover. But he's been holding back because he's worried that his parents and sister won't stay silent about it. Certainly, if my in-laws knew that Isaac was cheating, they would support me. They will blame Isaac and even suggest that I cut ties with him. Thinking that way, Isaac decided to make it look like this is the one cheating and deliberately turned my in-laws against me.
I knew it would be something like that anyway. You're such an asshole.
What else am I supposed to do? If I don't want my relationship with my family, deteriorate.
Even so, does that give you the right to make up things that didn't happen?
I understand, I'll tell him later.
Later? Well, it's already late today. I was afraid that this misunderstanding wouldn't be cleared up at this rate, so I called his family.
Hey, what are you doing? Stay quiet.
Until it was late at night, my sister-in-law answered the phone. Hello, is this Sammy?
Why are you calling at this hour? You are a nuisance.
Action, I'm sorry, but there's something I really want you to hear. I'll hand the phone to Isaac. He said he'll tell you the truth.
There's no misunderstanding at all.
As Isaac began to deceive, I sent the content of his communication with his affair partner to my sister-in-law. I had prepared photos as evidence just in case.
I'm sorry for calling this hour. It's nothing, so I'll hang up now. Hang up now.
Wait a minute. Who is Mary?
Tom.
Scarlett just sent me the exchange between you and Mary.
What does that mean?
Except couldn't hide his agitation. I immediately explained it to my sister-in-law on the phone.
Sammy, I've never cheated. It was Isaac who was having an affair.
Oh, why? What do you mean?
Because he thought that you guys would oppose him remarrying his affair partner, Isaac made it look like I was cheating and turned you guys against me.
I concisely told her everything.
Isaac, did you deceive us?
No, sis, I didn't.
My sister-in-law asked calmly. However, perhaps unable to come up with any excuses, Isaac was at a loss for words.
No,
Because of you, I've said terrible things to Scarlett. How are you gonna make up for that?
My sister-in-law yelled at Isaac. I finally felt relieved as the misunderstanding was cleared up, and I let out a sigh of relief.
Since it's already late today, come to our house tomorrow. Could you come too, Scarlett?
I understand.
Go, Scarlett, I'm really sorry. When I heard that you, such a good girl, were cheating, I felt betrayed, and that's why I said such hurtful things.
My sister-in-law apologized with a tearful voice. It's all right. More importantly, I'm glad the misunderstanding is cleared up.
In that case, we'll talk more tomorrow.
The next day, we headed to my in-laws' house. At first, Isaac resisted going, but when I said, even if we don't go today, your parents and sister will just come over to our place, he gave in and came us along. When we arrived at my in-laws' house, my parents-in-law and sister-in-law sincerely apologized. We're really sorry for saying such disrespectful things without even listening to your side of... That's the story, Scarlett. Both my father-in-law and mother-in-law said they were sorry for misunderstanding. But both my father-in-law and mother-in-law said they were sorry for the misunderstanding.
Isaac, how dare you deceive us like that?
They all turned to face Isaac and began lecturing him all at once. Isaac listened silently. Since everything had already been exposed, he probably had nothing more to say. Then my father-in-law said in a trembling voice, "Are you really reflecting on this foolish son of mine?" and started to shed tears. Even seeing his own father cry, Isaac didn't say anything and just hung his head. After that, my sister-in-law and mother also scolded him. During that time, Isaac kept his head down and remained silent. Lastly, I handed over the divorce papers which I had already signed. I said, "Can you sign this?"
Isaac looked surprised. It seems he didn't expect me to bring up divorce. Why don't you go to your lover? I can't stand someone like you anymore.
When I said that clearly, my parents-in-law and sister-in-law also agreed. It would be better for you to get divorced from a jerk like him.
All Isaac can do now is sign the divorce papers and pay alimony.
Oh, but,
Of course, you cheated, didn't you? When the topic of remind me came up, Isaac made a visibly displeased face. Here, I've already contacted an acquaintance who is a lawyer, so we'll discuss the details through the lawyer.
Fine. Show.
Isaac said that and easily wrote on the divorce papers. Since he had wanted a divorce from the beginning, from Isaac's perspective, he probably thinks in the end, everything's worked out well for next Muristatukli. When he finished writing, he stood up and said, "That's enough. I'm leaving." Isaac seemed like he wanted to escape from this place as soon as possible.
Yes, go ahead and leave and don't ever come back to this house. Isaac seemed like he wanted to escape from this place as soon as possible. To him, my sister-in-law said, "Of course, I'm going to cut ties with a jerk like you." Right, Mom, Dad, my sister-in-law asked, and my parents-in-law nodded.
it's, Mel, those are done with this? I won't ever come back to this house again saying those parting words. Isaac left his parents' house.
After that, I went to the municipal office to submit the divorce papers. And the divorce was finalized without any issues. A few days later, all the household items were sorted out, and I had moved everything to my parents' house.
If I can marry Mary, this is cheap enough.
I kept making such snide remarks. I thought there was no point in getting into a petty argument, so I ignored him without saying anything in return. A few months later, I heard rumors that Isaac had already broken up with his affair partner. When their relationship had progressed seriously and talk of marriage came up, it turned out she had debts and came crying to him for help. Feeling sympathetic, Isaac ended up taking responsibility for her debts, and then a few days later he lost contact with his affair partner. Perhaps she had approached Isaac with that intention from the beginning. After that, Isaac found himself in a situation where he had to pay off the debts and had just paid the alimony to me, so he had very little savings left. Unable to bear the life of being chased by debt collectors, Isaac asked his parents if he could come back to their place, but of course they did not welcome him and quickly turned him away. Now, he has moved to a run-down apartment and is working hard to pay off the debts. If only he had sincerely reflected and apologized at the time, maybe he could have received some help. On the other hand, I still maintain a good relationship with my parents-in-law and sister-in-law. We occasionally keep in touch. Even after divorcing Isaac, I'm very happy that we can get along like this. And since then, I have met someone better than Isaac. We met through work, and he is considerate and a kind person who prioritizes me. We are in a serious relationship considering marriage. Now, I am living a happier life than when I was married to Isaac.